Lately, I have been hearing that although Christ is not a created being, he is begotten of God, meaning that he came from God the Father, a chip off the old block. Is that what begotten means? No, it's not what begotten means. But that's an Old English translation of the Greek word monogenes. Mono means one, genes means like where you get genetics from. And so it actually means one of a kind, unique. So Jesus is one of a kind, unique. And that's the right understanding of he is God's only begotten, one and only Son, the one unique one. No one else is like him. They also state that just like Eve came from Adam, Jesus' son came from the Father. I reject that. Jesus has life, original, unborrowed, and underived. That's how Ellen White describes it, and that's what I believe. He's fully God in every way. Lucifer is jealous because he did not see any difference between him and Christ. That has not because there wasn't a difference, but because Christ was the go-between who would leave infinity in order to interact with created beings on their plane of existence. And when he did so, he manifested in the form of an angel, but he was never an angel. He was always fully God. This person says, I feel like I need a Bible study on this. So, but this attack on the divinity and the humanity of Christ is not a new attack. It started in the first century. The New Testament writers were warning about it. There's multiple different attacks, 10, 15, I don't know how many different types of ways Christ's divinity and or humanity is attacked. The deists attacked and said that Christ did not actually come in the human flesh. He only came in and appeared to be in flesh, but he really wasn't in the flesh. This was one of the attacks and this is what John was talking about in 1 John. Those who deny Christ came in the flesh are the Antichrist. Okay, it's one of the attacks in the early church. It persisted. And then there were the Arians who came along and said, well, he was a chip off the old block. He was a demigod, a lesser god, a descendant, a begotten of the Father, but he wasn't fully God. And see, the problem with this, I don't think it's scriptural. I don't think it makes, but the problem is, if he is not fully God, then what do we learn in the life of Christ? What we learn is that God the Father is selfish and is willing to sacrifice other people to protect himself. Only if we understand that Christ is fully and equally God in every way do we understand that the full equal creator God is willing to sacrifice himself for us. Any other subordination of Christ undermines the entire plan of salvation. Also denies scripture like John 1:1 that in the beginning was the Word and the Word was with God and the Word was God. Without him nothing was made that has been made, and so forth. All things are made by him and for him and through him, etc. So, no, I reject that out of hand.